Hi, people. It is almost the end of March, and we're getting towards... What the hell's going on over there?
My character fell off the platform in
You had to worry
Phantasy
about me,
Star
Joey.
Online 2.
Too much to drink on their end, it sounds like.
Get off! Please
tell
get off
me.
my ass, Joe.
Well, I am, because now we're gonna start talking about some Reddit stuff, like in the relationship Reddit, actually, because the one place, because I actually was I was gonna do like one of the worst romance movies ever made, but the site that went into my new detail about it got destroyed 2 years ago, so that entire
What the
review,
hell?
so that entire review
Nose.
went away, and I blame Channel
Rest
Awesome for that.
Rested, and pissed.
All right, so
You know what? I'm
instead,
just gonna let him knock shit down. Gives him something to do while we're working.
talking
And
about
gives himself a little distraction.
Sorry, audience. My cat wants to destroy my bookshelf right now.
Okay, so the first thing that I found on here, on the Reddit relationship thing, is the title is, I need advice calling off my engagement after I found out that almost my entire wedding is a cheap version by his ex's wedding.
Oh fuck!
I'm a
Comparison
36
game. Let's go.
I'm a 36-year-old woman. I feel horrible about myself since I went crazy on my fiance, Ned, who's a 35-year-old man, and I yelled at him repeatedly for about 30 minutes inside our car. I'm not an angry person, nor do I ever raise my voice. I'm sorry and embarrassed and think this relationship isn't good for any of us, and we need to break up. He keeps asking me what's the actual matter, but I'm way too angry and embarrassed to externalize it. We've been planning this wedding for 6 months. We are supposed to get married by the end of this year. He has been encroaching on my side of the wedding planning to the point he's almost taken over. We decided that I would organize the ceremony and will absolutely take his wishes into consideration, and he would organize the reception because he has a big family and there are certain traditions that he wants to honor. Ned has been adding more and more stuff to the point that my wishes are kept to a minimum. I wanted a church wedding and a traditional reception. He gets mad at me when I protest some of his choices. God, I really want to know what his choices are then.
He must be Ned
Yeah.
Flanders.
Hiddly doodly.
There we go. Ned Flanders is the guy in this story.
Okay. Oakley dokley. To avoid making this too long, that is what's happening now. Now, the wedding will be a night ceremony with forest-inspired settings and a reception in the same fake woodland. And woodland is in quotes. We are supposed to have, quote, dignitaries as guests. I hate that. And he wants me to wear a floral crown, which I love. So he keeps inviting people from the government who keep turning him down. The government? Is he actually inviting politicians to his wedding?
Jesus.
Oh shit! We got
You
up our game then if we want people in the government checking out our strip and.
Wait, did you say stripping?
No.
That's what it sounded like.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
that's what it sounded like.
God damn it! Stop taking things out of proportion. I'm rambling today because I had some of that crap.
Oh yeah, Mooney drunk a fucking Pete's Pepsi. It was terrible. She said.
I did not drink the whole thing. I had a few sips, nothing more.
Good lord.
He chose a spot in his mother's backyard and has been buying plants like crazy to make it look like a forest.
What the hell?
We could just go to a park. It's much simpler.
Yeah.
He chose a
National
spot.
buzz.
He also has a landscaper come in every weekend to create a tiny lake. about 40 feet, shallow depth. That's almost sounds like a swimming pool.
Where the hell is he getting all this money?
He's probably rich. And had his brother...
I mean, he said they wanted to invite people of the government in, so that should hint to circus.
No, I think he's just crazy.
He also had his brother put in a PVC fake cabin in the yard because he wants us to walk from the ceremony less than a minute through a bridge and get to the PVC cabin for pictures. I think it's going to be very uncomfortable with my dress and everything. Doesn't look bad, but it's just that it's not my taste and he's imposing. He gets hostile every time I point out that I don't know where this elf boho Sean Parker inspired wedding is coming from.
Yeah.
He wants
Must be a Lord of the Rings fan.
Oh no! Imagine having a Lord of the Rings wedding.
Lord of the Wings. Come on.
Oh, that would be a great item on like a chicken wings
Yeah.
menu.
Oh
and
yeah.
Now for the Lord of the Wings. I'm sure somebody's already done it.
That could be a menu item in our restaurant.
No, that's
Yep.
that's the
Lord of
restaurant. That's
the Wings.
that's the restaurant across the street from the laundromat.
Yeah. Lord of the Wings.
The Lord of the Wings.
Serving 100 type of wings.
So he wants lots of flowers and wants people to eat like in a bacchanal.
What the fuck?
I don't know what a bacchanal. What is a
I don't
bacchanal?
know either.
All right, I'm looking this up.
None of us know.
If Sylph were here, they'd be like on it like a motherfucker. Oh, it's a buffet. An occasion of wild and drunken revelry. So everybody's gonna be eating and drinking like crazy.
So basically, they want to eat fucking like turkey legs and drink ale until they throw up.
And sing pirate metal.
Yep.
Yep. Everybody's getting shit canned tonight.
And then probably have sex in like the in the pirate outfits as well, because they want to live like medieval times, because they're fucking white people that don't have any time on their hands, or have way too much time on their hands, I should say.
Here's the thing: those assholes actually thought the medieval times were fun. No, they weren't. You would fucking be dead by the time you were 30.
Yeah, they didn't have any cures for diseases back then, or they had so little doctors that could diagnose shit.
And so much misogyny too.
Yeah, God forbid if you were a woman, they'd send you straight to the loony bin, even if you complained
Plus,
about
you
a
were
headache.
property of your husband. Everybody smelled because there was no no showers and bathtubs.
Yeah, and
Marriages were legal.
And there were no six-pack abs back then because working out was considered a sin.
Here's the thing: the whole turkey leg thing, not a thing back then.
No,
It was just made up.
it was something they
Sorry,
started doing
guys.
at. It started something at doing at medieval festivals.
Yeah. I think it was like goose's legs, right?
Oh, I don't know. I refuse
I
to
don't
eat.
know
I refuse to eat any medieval food.
Well, they fucking found like one of the kings and he ended up having worms, so that gives you an idea of the fucking diet back in the day.
Yeah. So she continues on saying, "Great, but our budget isn't bottomless, and I'm paying for most of it because I make 3 times his salary." He got offended when I said the wedding have a medieval heary vibe, after he wanted to force me to agree to add fake stone huts rented by the local theater troupe. It's an unnecessary expense, and honestly, they look atrocious. His groomzilla ways have gotten so out of hand that he got into an argument with his sister. And she said, "We can't have all we want," and it said it with so much hate that I felt really uncomfortable. I started to get really anxious and got into his phone, I know it's wrong, and found hundreds of pictures of his ex Lori's wedding. I found her on social media and found her blog and her wedding website, plus the article on her wedding done by her planner. I'm sick to my stomach. Lori married someone who's very influential where I live. I had no idea this guy who's notorious because of his career is her husband. The wedding took place at her and her husband's estate with all the works. They took pictures of the monogram gate, the huge fish ponds, etc. The ceremony took place inside a stone chapel with a glass ceiling at night, and it looked like a greenhouse because of foliage. The guests were transported in small boats to a barn-style structure inside a lake for the reception. That's way too much for a wedding. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
way too much. Okay, everybody, we're gonna have the ceremony and then the service, and then the ceremony. You're all gonna have to get on this boat and then paddle all the way across the lake. Like, no. Now, if
At
this
least
was
it's not like Battle Royale style. Like,
Now-
damn.
Now, if this was in Italy, and then everybody just got on gondolas, and then the gondola guys were just singing like some great opera songs, that I wouldn't have a problem with. But this is just like a lake, and like just going across from one lake to another. Local celebrities were invited, and local government officials were there. I'm so disgusted. I feel like he's trying to copy paste her wedding. I have the nagging feeling that our relationship was a huge lie after I found out that he proposed as soon as he found out that she got married. Yeah, she wore a flower crown. I'm now afraid that he may have chosen me because I'm successful. I didn't know much about his relationship with her except that he claimed she was a psycho. I'm just finding out that she's the one who ended the relationship, sent him horrible messages that I found, and called him a nobody, a gold digger, and a mental abuser. He even tried to engage some of her wedding vendors, but I'm sure their prices are sky high. I've been really angry because of this, but can't tell him that I went through his phone. We had an incident in which he was enthusiastically planning our vows, and I yelled at him. I lost my cool, and by the time I came to my senses, I realized I had been ranting for more than 20 minutes. He was livid and teary-eyed, turned the car around, and went to bed without eating. He's kind of shutting down. I'm having serious doubt about this relationship, and I feel remorseful for hurting him. I apologize, but he's very quiet. I've been abused before, and now I'm worried that he's hiding something. I would like to approach this in a sensible way without damaging or humiliating him should his motives be that he has low self-esteem or whatever. But I can't marry someone who lied to me, planned a wedding with someone else in mind, and hasn't been straightforward. I'm angry and embarrassed because I'm sure his family knows. Please, I need lots of encouragement right now and some advice. Breaking up without letting my emotions get out of control again. I love him, but feel like this even destroyed my libido.
Run, girl, run. That's all I can say.
Run, bitch! Run!
And you make 3 times as much money as he does, so it's not like he's providing much.
Yeah.
Hell, find somebody that makes just as much money, and they'll be like, yeah, instead of like trying to go all Lord of the Rings on this, let's just have like something that's at an actual church and a reception across like downtown or something.
I think this is the case where he's still in love with his ex.
Yeah, and he's
Yep.
trying to make his ex jealous. Like, oh, see, I can have the same wedding as you.
Right.
Or he's just like his way of saying that he misses her or some shit. Then we could have had a better future. Damn it!
I thought what we had was special.
Special.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. Oh,
I'm marrying someone else.
Ah.
Oh, I can't see the chat because
Is there an
Self-
update?
No, there's no update.
Hey, self.
Ugh, broke up
Damn.
petty.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about Reddit relationships, Sylph. Alright, next one. This is my best friend wants to see me after 3 years. Okay, so I, 30-year-old woman, have a best friend who's a 31-year-old woman who struggled with mental health during COVID. We grew up together and have been friends for over 15 years. As a result of what she is going through, she has not seen me for the past 3 years. We have still kept in touch via phone every couple of weeks, as I really wanted to be there for her during a very difficult time, and I just genuinely really miss her. She has a tough time walking more than a few blocks away from home, or she'll get a panic attack and need to return home immediately. She has had very few visitors other than her siblings. She also lives with her dad, who she had a rocky relationship with as a child since she couldn't afford a place of her own. Fast forward to today, she's finally ready to see me in person, which I'm excited for. However, she coupled the good news with the secret that she's actually been living with her ex for the past 3 years in a different city. She did mention that given the struggles she is going through right now, she has big trust issues and she just didn't feel comfortable sharing this piece about her life. I tried to play it off that everything was good, and I was happy she chose to tell me because I still want to see her. However, I'm feeling hurt that she would want to keep this from me after 15 years of friendship. We also had some pretty deep chats related to her living situation and how she was worried if her dad passed away that she wouldn't have a place to live. I feel lied to, and I'm just not sure how to address it, if at all. I'm so proud of her progress, and I'm so happy for her to see her that I don't want a negative conversation around my feelings to impact the day we meet up. Should I try to address my feelings via phone before we meet up tomorrow? Should I just try to move past this, even though my gut instinct is to air my feelings and get it out in the open? Any advice on next steps is great appreciated. I am the first friend she has seen in years. I really want things to go well, but this recent news is really eating me up. So Sylph says, oh boy, those get really bad. Did I mention the grown-ass woman who wanted a fairy tale proposal and had a violent meltdown because now the ex couldn't read her mind?
Oh.
Yeah. What's up? What the Karen want now?
I mean, this is okay. So going back to this story, I will say, this is what COVID has done to people. Sometimes, like, it's just made them, it's completely changed the way that they handle things. So it may be something that even after 15 years of friendship might have not have been something that they would probably want to tell somebody, just because of the circumstances that happened. So it's just got to be, you can bring it up in you can bring it up in a conversation with them. Just be wary of what they might say or feel like when you bring this up. So I mean, yeah, it helps. It helps to just get out whatever's on your chest, out of your chest, because bottling that shit up is never a good thing. Okay, next one. Recently found out that my partner of 7 years has feelings for my sister.
Oh.
That's hella messy.
We got a Jerry Springer episode. At the beginning of February, I, a 32-year-old woman, bought up with my partner, a 33-year-old man, that I had been feeling like he had been disconnected from our relationship in recent months. He has recently started a new job that is a bit more full-on than his previous role and has been tired after working longer hours. So initially, I attributed the distance to that. However, during our conversation, he admitted that he has developed feelings for my younger sister, who is 29.
Hella messy.
My partner claims that he does not want to pursue these feelings and that he doesn't want us to break up as he still loves me, but I'm not sure that I can move past this. It's been a few weeks since our conversation and I haven't been able to stop comparing myself to my sister or worrying that my partner is thinking about her while we are together. I have previously directly asked my partner if he had feelings for anyone else, as it seemed like he was drifting away and he swore he didn't. But obviously he did, and I feel like he has broken my trust by lying about that. I would have preferred he come clean about it initially so it doesn't feel like he has lied to me as well. My heart and trust feels so crushed, and although I don't want to lose my relationship with the man I thought I would marry, I'm not sure how to move past this. Any advice would be appreciated.
Leave him, girl.
Leave his ass.
Love yourself more. Leave him. Because you'll always be comparing yourself to your sister. That's not love.
Okay, the next one. How do I tell my friend that she's boring?
What
Ooh.
the hell?
Oof, here we go.
So
The drums, let's go.
the narrator is a 19-year-old guy, and and his friend is an 18-year-old girl. She sent me a text along the lines of, "Hey, I just want you to be honest if you think I'm annoying or boring." What the hell am I supposed to say? I don't want to lie because then she might try to get closer to me, and I really don't want to be with her at all, but I don't want to straight up tell her she annoys me, so what do I say? If it matters, she has autism and struggles to understand social cues. She has no other friends, and she seems to like me a lot. We've only known for a few months now. Okay. Simple one. Be honest with them about it. Because even if she's
Always be
autistic,
on.
even if she's autistic, she's going to appreciate that more than if you lie to her. Because if there's one thing
just remember, she's a person too.
And I also feel like you're calling her out a little bit, saying like, oh, well, she's like... I also feel like you're calling her out a little bit because you're like, oh, by the way, she's autistic because she's bringing up all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, she's probably info dumping, which happens amongst our community because when we love things, we will tell people that we care about those things. Like, I'll talk about Italian. I can talk about Italian food for 20 minutes, and all my friends are like, keep talking more. I love to hear all this shit.
Hell, you've done it on our show before.
I have.
Yes, sir, you have.
And then Circus says, I'm going to kill you.
Hey, I don't mind it.
I know.
I know that's part of who you are.
I did have a coworker that brought in baked spaghetti and they used sugar, and I said, what are you doing?
You have chosen death.
Well, I did not say that.
I
didn't say that to them. I said, you know, carrots would be a much better option than using sugar. Yes.
That would have been me. I would have thought, so you have chosen death.
Oh, I had to beat
They that in front of me. I'm like, the audacity. Especially ones that like Fazoli's. And yes, we have Fazoli's here in my town. I do get their baked spaghetti.
It's been a while since I've been there.
Yeah. It's their baked spaghetti is pretty good, especially when you put the noodles on top of their garlic bread. It's good. Or the little garlic sticks.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh no, what?
Uh-oh.
My boyfriend peed on the floor while drunk.
Oh lord.
Hi!
Hey!
Hi, y'all! Or it says hi, y'all.
Hey y'all!
So, a bit of background. Me and my partner have been together for 5 years now, and now we live together. He went out tonight with his friends, and I was a little concerned about it because he's always annoying when he comes home drunk because he vomits all night. I try to bring up the fact that he may have a drinking problem, in my opinion. If he had a healthy relationship with alcohol, he would know his limit and not pass it. But he says it's normal because all his friends get shit-faced together and he just likes to let loose and not think about any boundaries. Oh, but when he puts it like that, I imagine that they're all circle jerking in the bathroom, pissed drunk. Because if there are no boundaries with his friends, that means they're all doing an orgy right there. He then tried to turn it around on me.
At least it's not like that episode. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm just saying, at least it's not like that episode of South Park where Randy and Gerald were in the hot tub.
Oh lord.
And then being wait, what happened?
They jerked each other off.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
It's also during when the meteor shower episode.
People just have too much time on their hands when they want to see meteor showers. He then tried to turn it around on me and say I had a drinking problem because I wanted a home bar in our house. What? Having a sidebar is perfectly normal.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it's like, oh, hey, you know, I'm going to have a sidebar because if I want to make drinks for dinner or whatever, especially if we're doing like a fancy romantic dinner, it's like, hey, honey, I busted out the red wine along with the spaghetti, and we're going to have a good old time, and maybe we'll put in a couple of shots of bourbon as well. Side note.
Remind me, I need to work on my alcohol too.
Side note, I haven't drank for a month simply because I wanted to break my habit of having alcohol several nights per week. So anyway, he gets home around 1 and wakes me up with all the noise he's making while getting ready for bed. I can't imagine what those noises are like. I could tell he's smashed because he's not really making any sense while talking to me. I go back to sleep and later wake up to the sound of rain. I was having a nice dream as well. Anyway, it wasn't rain. I quickly realized it was the sound of piss hitting our wall.
What?
This is not the
What
first.
fuck?
This is not the first time it's happened, so I clued in pretty quickly. I yelled, "Stop! You're pissing on the wall!" He stopped.
Oh, Lord.
He stopped midstream and said, "Oh shit!" And then after a pause, continued pissing on the wall.
Oh, god damn it.
I yelled at him again and turned the light on, and he went to continue his business in the shower. A problem in and of itself. The toilet is right there.
What a
Jesus.
dumbass. He's a dumbass when he's drunk.
He then proceeded to have a 10-minute shower while I attempted to clean the piss out of our rental carpet.
That's a nightmare.
He did a piss poor, haha, get it, job of cleaning up the rest of it and then fell straight back asleep afterwards. I'm here an hour later fuming. I've already supported him through beating a nicotine and weed addiction. Honestly don't know if I have the energy and patience to help him through an alcohol addiction as well. There are a few things I'd appreciate you guys commenting on this. It sounds like he had a problem, or is this normal 23-year-old male behavior? How would I go about this if it is a problem? I just love some backup and to know that I'm not crazy if I try to make him see that his drinking habits are unhealthy. I'm honestly quite disgusted and put off, especially as this isn't the first time it's happened. How do I get over this feeling of utter disappointment, lol? Please, if anyone else has been in a similar situation, it'd be great to know I'm not alone. Well, as somebody who's been involved with theater and has seen 20-year-olds drunk, I can say with certainty, this is pretty normal for 20-year-olds to do.
I mean, how old was OP in this post?
22.
Okay.
Yeah, by college age, they will practically do anything while they're drunk.
I mean, he's still a kid.
This
At a certain point.
like,
Basically, I'm just
look,
saying the brain hasn't fully grown up yet. So, yeah, this is normal for someone his age.
now
Yep.
if he's licking the walls while he's pissing on the wall, I would.
No, that's not normal.
Yeah, then I would be like, and if he's also, while doing that, he's muttering the words of some random Shakespeare character, then yes, probably needs to get looked at. Now, while
Or if he starts seeing Elvis in the seeing Elvis in the refrigerator while licking and pissing on the wall at the same time.
Now, while he's in the shower, if he starts singing like Freddie Mercury and pretending to ride and using the shower head to pretend he's riding a unicorn, then maybe that would probably need to be looked at too, because he might be gay. At that point. Anyway. Just to say that's to say, yeah, that's what I would say in that instance. Alright, I'm trying to find another funny one. Okay, let's talk. Let's do the Tommy Wiseau route. Sex life.
Oh Lord.
All right, yeah. Hey, how's your sex life?
So this is my problem. I'm a 27-year-old woman. I started seeing my partner, who's a 31-year-old man, a few months ago. Things moved super fast from the beginning, and now we're living together. It just happened by default. Not the best, I know. When we first started seeing each other, we were super affectionate and had sex 2 times a week. God, that's more than Kevin gets in an eternity. Which was enough for me, though I wouldn't have minded more. Oh my God, she wants the D, which is that
thirsty.
She's good. Yeah. Listen, if you want that thirsty route, just listen to the that Cardi B song, and like you can go the entire week if you want to. At this point we'll go weeks in at this point we'll go weeks in between. Oof. The last few times we only had sex because I initiated it. This prompted me to casually ask him later why we haven't been having sex, to which he responded, I guess I just haven't been initiating and it's always so late. Seems incredibly dismissive, especially because he's never had a problem with that before. Yeah, so, yeah, that doesn't, so, yeah, she's just asking for advice on that front. I don't know, that's a tricky one. This is not like Homer getting home after eating, like, a whole bunch of enchiladas. I don't know, that's a tough one.
I think the best thing is just to sit down and talk about it.
Yeah, but even then, like when she does try to talk about it, she's like, "Nah, I don't really feel like it." That's like the vibe that I'm getting from him. It's like, it's just like I think he's just gotten tired of the sex.
Maybe he's not interested in her.
That too.
He's probably having an affair.
Oh, that too. Although, if this was Kevin, I'm like, why can't I get these type of girls? If she'll initiate it, I would gladly say yes all the time. And my response is, no, sometimes after a while, you just get tired of it.
Right.
Shit gets stale quick.
Yeah, look, sometimes people have, like, dreams where they go for an entire month. Like the Town with No Name character. And, like, sometimes it's like, yeah, that's just, like, man, it wasn't as great as I thought it would be. It sounds great in your head, but not when it comes to real life. Like, even adult film stars don't want to do it for an entire month. Some of them are just glad that it's over after doing an entire shoot.
Yeah.
Some of them would just want to go out and get McDonald's afterwards.
Yeah, that sounds really good right about now. Damn it.
Okay, here's a man asking advice about girls.
Oh no, here we go. Kevin, stop what you're doing, dude.
You want me to read it in the Kevin voice?
Yeah.
No, I won't.
Oh, come.
So, dear people of Reddit, I have a bit of dilemma going on in my life right now, and would like some advice. I'm an 18-year-old boy, and I have a lovely girlfriend that is also 18 years old. We've been together for about 2 years now, and it's going pretty well, and we don't argue with each other, and we talk things out, and we cross each other's lines. I recently got added on Snapchat by a really nice girl, and maybe I'm in the wrong for adding her back and talking to her, But I just wanted some fun and talk to her because I don't do shit with my girlfriend. We almost never go out or hang out with friends, and it's getting really boring. So after I talked for 2 weeks, I started noticing a really good vibe between the random girl, who's named Lisa, and she was extremely nice and friendly, and just in one word, amazing, but she lives 45 minutes away. Well, that's not stopped people from going to get a booty call. I mean, I know people that cross state lines to do that. Hell, even country
Me.
lines, because they're that desperate.
Me.
I remember Kevin once...
Jesus, Marcus.
I remember...
Hey.
I remember Kevin once said, like, I would go all the way to France if I knew that there was somebody out there that would fuck me. I was like, Jesus Christ. So the distance isn't the biggest problem. I really don't know what to do because I love my girlfriend, but I also like Lisa. Has anyone got any advice? Yeah, get rid of her on Snapchat. If you really care about your relationship, you won't fuck it up.
Here's the thing I'm telling you, he's gonna fuck it up.
Yep.
He's gonna learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
And just pray that his girlfriend doesn't try to kill him in his sleep.
Uh-oh.
What?
What?
I'm freaking out that my girlfriend is going to want kids soon.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
this one says, my girlfriend and I are looking to buy a house soon. Yay. That's always the goal. Get the house.
Mm-hmm.
Both well-paying jobs, but with my girlfriend wanting 2 kids before she's 35, how can we really figure out everything? She will want to go part-time after having kids to raise them. It's kind of scary as I just turned 27. I sometimes wish she was younger than me so we'd have more time together. What? What does that mean? You're wishing she was younger because you'd have more time to spend with her? So it's because the fact that she's old, she's like 28 and you're 27. So because she's 28, you think that that's the end of her life because she's gonna want kids in like the next 7 years. It's like, no, you could still do things even when you have kids.
Yeah, you just gotta take on more responsibility. Like, that's
Yeah,
it.
I mean, you're already getting the fucking house, which is a great step. Am I being irrational? Will life stop after having kids? How do you... Wait. You're 27 and you're asking that question?
Dumbass.
Life does not stop after you have kids.
My niece is 31 years old. She has 4 kids. Life continued. Okay?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, it's going to be much easier once the kids are in school to get some things done.
And then he says, should we perhaps not buy a house based on our current incomes? What is that? Wait, so it depends on how much money you have. It depends on how much you make. If you can afford the house, then yes, go for it.
I just don't think this guy wants kids.
No.
You know, child free.
Okay, here's one. Is same sense of humor with your partner an integral part of their relationship?
No.
So, I'm a 27-year-old woman, and my boyfriend, who's 26, have been together for 3 years now. The thing that bothers me is that we have different senses of humor. He makes dad jokes. They make me laugh occasionally, but it's just not the humor that I find funny and vice versa. My humor is ironic and sarcastic. I can joke around with almost everything, with some obvious exceptions because I don't have dark humor. The problem is that often he just doesn't get them and gets offended from the simplest things. I've toned down my humor when I'm around him because he's the only one in my circle of people who doesn't get my jokes. I've talked with him about that because he takes himself so seriously and I'm not like that, but nothing changed. I feel like I'm losing my feelings towards him because of that, and I can't be myself around him. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met, but I underestimated how important it is for me to be able to laugh with my partner about silly things. So, question all of you: has this ever happened to you, and what did you do? Very simple. I stopped seeing them. Because if they're not getting your humor and they're not getting theirs, then then it's not going to be easy to maintain that shit. I mean, thankfully we all here get each other's humor. That's why we've been doing this show together for 3 years.
Yeah.
If we didn't get each other's humor, we'd be like, what the fuck are we doing here?
Hey, sometimes you guys don't even get my sense of humor, but we joke about it at the end, too. But hey, it's worth the trip. Different stroke for different folks.
Especially, and probably some of our most favorites when someone comes back from doing what they need to. Hey, Phil.
Hey.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
When they come back and they wonder what the fuck have we been talking about.
Like earlier,
an example.
when you came in and you guys were talking about the slut burger.
Okay, so
like
this...
that.
Alright, so this next one. My girlfriend cheated on me with her 2 girlfriends and then asked me to have an orgy with them.
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
That's the title. That's the title of this one.
Broke
Okay.
her back through the streets.
So wait, she cheated on a man with 2 other women, and now she's like, oh hey, the 3 of us all want to have sex with you now. If this was Kevin, he would have been like, oh, thank God you cheated on me, because now I get all 3 of you at once.
He sounds like someone who thinks it wouldn't count if it were a lady.
Yes, yes, definitely. Oh, so it says, my GF and I have been together for nearly 7 years. There was one time when we broke up. It was a result of me being a terrible boyfriend at a rough time in my life. Other than that time, 4 years ago, we are extremely happy together, have great communication, sex life, and have grown on an emotional level together.
Okay.
This sounds like The Room.
Right.
Already, this sounds like The Room, except with the twist that Lisa's really been having sex with Michelle this whole time. Everyone around us, friends and family, expects us to spend the rest of our days together without question, as I did. Until... Here's some context. My GF has always been bi-curious, and this is something we're super open about. We've talked about experimenting in threesomes as a sexual experience we could share, while she can also explore her sexuality. She's on the shy side when it comes to her sexuality, but has gotten more comfortable with it over the past couple years. We've watched lesbian porn together, talked more in depth about potential threesomes, etc. She's always recognized that she would only want to do anything if I'm 100% on board, comfortable, and involved in the experience. Fast forward to about 8 months ago. She starts becoming really close with 2 girls who she was acquainted with in high school. She's always struggled with friend groups and oftentimes is the odd one out, so I was happy for her to finally find people that truly want to be her friend and understand her. I also really like them and always have a good time when we all hang out. They're both bisexual and fairly open sexually. One has a semi-open relationship with her boyfriend. We've talked about it before, and she had admitted to finding them attractive, but only seeing them as friends, and that she would feel weird to do anything sexual with them, threesome or otherwise. Now, the cheating happened last week. I will preface this by saying the past little while has been the rockiest for our relationship since our breakup 4 years ago. I had been burning out from work and neglected our relationship, which caused a growing resentment for her, while she tried to be understanding of my schedule. I ended up...
Full fucking shit. Not on him, on her.
Oh, I was gonna say. I ended up slowing down with work, and after a few weeks of communicating and airing everything out, we were back in a really good place. Agreeing that small hiccups will happen over a lifelong relationship, and that we'll always choose to work through them together rather than break up. Well, last week, she and her 2 friends went out, and they were staying at one of the girls' places. They got drunk, started talking about sex, and it turned into a threesome with the 3 of them. This was her first time experimenting with girls, and without getting into detail, they did quite a bit of experimenting. Now, she didn't tell me what happened. The last time we were together, we got talking about threesomes again, and even an orgy. She had the idea to have an orgy with her and her 2 friends and their boyfriends. She knows I'm not comfortable with her doing anything with guys, and I don't think she really cares to either. It's more of a bi experience. I was interested, but not sure because it's her friends, which might get awkward, and also because then the other dudes would have to be involved. I then remembered our previous conversation months earlier when she said she would never want to do anything sexual with her friends and started questioning her about it. She denied all my questioning and lied to my face when I bluntly asked her if she had ever hooked up with them. She's a bad liar and I felt something was off, but let it go because we both had to go to work. Damn jobs. Always getting in the way of getting to the truth. Later in the day, I sent her a message about it, saying I wouldn't be mad, and I understand that if it happened, it was just exploring her sexuality. I admit it was a bit of a tactful message, but I knew that if she was hiding something, then that's how I would get her to be open about it. Well, at that point, she ended up telling me what happened. We met to talk about it. I'm contemplating breaking up with her. I feel betrayed and don't know if I could trust her moving forward. If she stays friends with the 2 girls, that will lead to me being anxious every time they hang out and general awkwardness and resentment. I don't blame her friends, and I don't want her to stop being friends with them. She finally has good friends, but part of me wants her to cut them off for my own sake. She said she would see them less, and even stop talking with them if that's what I needed, and she said she would talk to them about the whole situation, how it can't happen again, etc. She regrets it all, but says that at the moment of it happening, she saw it as her one chance to explore her sexuality and didn't even think of it as cheating, because it was a spur-of-the-moment scenario with friends, which to some extent I get, but it's still cheating and not okay. She agrees and she's very apologetic and guilty. She's willing to do anything to stay together and is really crushed that she's the reason for the pain I'm feeling. I do deep down think that we can move on from this. I don't see it as the same as if she had a random one-night stand with a guy. It's a complicated situation involving sexuality and curiosity. None of that justifies it, but it makes it easier to not tell her to fuck off and block her number. Right now, I asked for some space to think about everything, and she's being respectful of that. So I guess I'm just posting this hoping for some advice or insight from someone who might have had a similar situation.
Alright, the first thing is, like, he said that, like, about the trust thing. Once it's gone, it's very, very, very hard to build back up, and
Right.
from what I've read, she tried hiding this from him. Like, he said, hey, I'm okay with this if you're just open with me about it.
Yeah.
She went behind his back, broke his trust,
Right.
and then tried lying about it. Like, just, you know what? It's a lot more complicated than he's making. Just say fuck off and block.
Right.
And this, like, sometimes you need to get this shit out of your life.
Look, I would understand if they both, like, agreed to it and stuff, but he didn't agree to it. Therefore, it is technically cheating. Therefore, get rid of her.
And yeah, knowing her, she'll probably just continue that relationship with them, because it sounds like she's just more interested in girls in that
Right.
instance.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have some bi and pan friends that are not necessarily in relationships, but they've been in previous relationships with guys, and at some point they're just like, no, it's tough having sausage. Like, sometimes you just want to have a cupcake every once in a while.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm trying to see ones that don't. Some of these are just like very similar in terms of like people asking for them. Oh, I'm just going through these.
'Cause
Okay,
with this
here.
guy, he's gonna be always thinking, where is she? Who she's fucking now?
Yes. Now, that's never healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if they're posting Instagram stories of their late night activities. And they're just like, it just keeps getting brought up. All right, this one says, what is the fair way for my girlfriend and I to split our expenses and budget for a house? Ooh, here we go. Something normal. My partner and I moved in together in September 2022 in Ontario, Canada, after having a long-distance relationship. Damn, for 5 years? Man, that's a success story right there, because long terms don't even last that long. You're lucky if you get it past a year. I think it's got the same success rate as like buying a restaurant as an entrepreneur. And living at her parents for a year. Throwaway for reasons. When we first moved in together, we agreed to split rent and bills proportionally based on our incomes and use our separate personal accounts. I make about double what she does, so I contributed about $2,800 and she contributed half of that. Around Christmas time, she started getting nervous about finances due to the increase in spending on gifts for friends and family. Well, there's a simple solution to that problem. Considering that these two, well, he makes 6 figures and she makes 5. So my thing is, like, don't spend a lot of money on gifts. Like, just the one of the things that my sister and I have agreed on is like, okay, just give me money and I will buy whatever I want with it, because it's tough figuring out what people want and what people will really appreciate as a gift. So just like, hey, here's some holiday money. Go get yourself something nice. And that's where
good.
Yeah, that's and doing food. Oh, if you gave somebody like a good old dessert, oh, they will love you forever. Like,
yeah,
just,
I'm the type of person who wants fucking food for a holiday. Yeah.
Oh, just invite them.
Snack.
Yeah, just invite them over and be like, hey, listen, I'm gonna make the most damn perfect chocolate cake that you have ever had in your goddamn life. That, and it's gonna be served along with some chocolate ice cream. That toppled with some good old sprinkles and whipped cream if you like that. Because
Damn it, Joey, you're making me hungry now.
Sorry. And if you want to get into the Christmas, and if you want to get into the holiday spirit, we'll put on Bad Santa.
Ooh, I love Bad Santa.
What are the elves' names? I don't know. I just call him Bud. I say, hey, Bud, come over here and make the goddamn toy. So when we talked about it in January, she made some fair points about how my extra income provides extra stability and that proportional distribution does not equal equity. We agreed to get a joint account, which I would contribute $3,000 a month on the first day of the month, and she would contribute $1,000 a month throughout the month. This way there was always money, and she did not have to worry about having to carry a balance on her credit card. 2 months later, she's again nervous about finances and saying that our new setup is not equitable. She said I'm not considering the emotional side of the finances, and that she does not feel financially secure or stable in our relationship. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading because I don't want to start making.
Hold up.
Like, I don't want to. Go ahead, say your thing. I'll save mine till the end.
Oh no, I didn't. That was my equivalent of saying "whoa."
Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
You link this and the last one in the lounge.
I'll try to. I'll try to do it for the next few ones. But this one I will hear. Yeah, but this one, like, they make some good money. It's not like these people are broke.
Yeah.
Hold on. Lounge chat is always difficult to get into. There you go.
Oh, thank you.
As we look to renewing our lease or buying a house, I have contributed $4,000 a month and told her she can contribute whatever she feels comfortable with, noting we could buy a $500,000 house.
What the hell?
What? Why? Why do you need all that space?
This is the coolest thing to do lately.
Look, if I'm getting a house, the last thing I'm doing is getting one that's worth $500,000. Look, just give me a townhouse is fine. I'm cool with the townhouse as long as it's by the intercoastal or the water.
Just give me a house with a fucking extra room so I can make that into an office.
And a basement so that you can have whatever you want down there.
Exactly.
If she contributed nothing or up to 800K, she also contributed half her income, but this has not gone over well. No shit! And she says that we won't have enough of a budget to buy a house with, and us both contributing half our incomes is not equitable. Is there something I'm missing in this equation? Is there a better way to distribute costs? She thinks I have some deep-rooted issue because I would like to spend the recommended half of the income after tax on housing and save a significant portion on my income. We've talked about it several times, but we seem to always get stuck on the scenario of our max budget. I would be spending $4,000 and she would be spending $2,500, which isn't fair. Any thoughts on what to do? What is fair? Am I missing something? I'm worried to ask my friends or family because it's hard to explain. I don't want to skew their perception of her.
Sounds like she doesn't want to spend her money.
Well, I mean, she doesn't
Sounds
make
like she wants him to payroll most of it, because, like, what was it? Like, first it was $2,800 and her contributing $1,400.
Yeah.
Then the longer this gone, the less she had to pay. Like, oh, he's paying $3,000 and then she's doing $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, first of all,
like,
they shouldn't be buying a $500,000 house.
like, especially if they're not married, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
would
not even.
understand if
They're not even married. They've been long distancing for about 5 years. They're not even married at this point.
Okay, the best thing that someone said here is that he is contributing 3 times what she does, and she's saying it's still not enough. Someone wrote, that's not a good sign. It's sort of a crude way to phrase it, but basically she's looking to be more financially secure at OP's expense.
Yes.
Gold digger.
I bet you she's involved with a conservative family, and there in a lot of conservative families, what they will say is that the man should contribute like the majority of the finances, and
Right.
it's mostly the woman that pays little to nothing, and it's like. Even if they have like a full-time job, she probably if they were like, oh, we're gonna get married and start having kids, well then I gotta be a stay-at-home mom because I gotta take care of all the kids. That's
Right.
probably the route that she wants to go in, because that's probably, and by the way, this is all speculation and theory, but this is probably the route she wants to go in, and the only reason she's got a $70K job is because right now she's not married, and she's in her late 20s, and she's probably, like, trying to rush and be like, oh, I gotta get children by the time I'm 30, otherwise they're just gonna end up being autistic babies, and I can't have that in my little Christian family home, so...
That's not true.
Yes.
There's a lot of kids born with mothers that are in their 40s that are healthy.
Yes.
Just sometimes it's a side effect.
You know, that's what happens when you watch Fox News all the time, though. Gets planted into their brains.
Even then, we have no idea if that's actually the situation going here.
Exactly.
Make
Exactly.
that 100% clear here.
Yeah, this is all theory and speculation on my end. But
Right.
noticing the track record of how Karens usually think. Because let's face it, this is probably a white woman that was born in an upper middle class family and now is gonna try to get the same expectations. It's like,
Get away from my salad.
oh, Elliot, no salad for you.
Tried putting his paw in it like a little asshole.
Mike said it.
Sorry about that, I just...
Okay, this one. I'm a 14-year-old boy, and my mom, who is 37, are having a big discussion about shorts, and I need help.
Okay.
Okay, so this one says, hello.
Okay.
It says, hello
America.
there. It says, it may sound small to post about something like this, but it really bothers me. I really wanted to put on some shorts today because I like shorts. Reminds me of that one Pokemon trainer that always, in Red and Blue, that always talked about how he loves shorts.
I was gonna say, is it that guy?
We'll just call him Young Lad. It wasn't that hot around...
Me now.
It wasn't that hot. It was around 58 degrees. But I don't really feel cold that much, so I thought it could pass. my mom didn't agree to this and said, no, don't want that. At first, reasonably, but when I asked why, she began to get irritated and said because it's cold, and if I really wanted that, I had to walk outside first for a bit. I found it to be a bit cool but not cold, so I came back and said that it isn't that bad. My mom still said no, you can't wear that, it's way too cold. I replied, why not? I find it bearable, then what's the problem? She began screaming at me that she doesn't want a sick child and to stop arguing. And when I said screaming, I mean really mean screaming, not just raising your voice. I was a bit baffled and said, what's the big problem? If I screw up, then let me bear the consequences of being sick. She said, fine, then go to school. It wasn't time to go to school yet, but she just didn't want to see me then. It made me go to school like a half hour early. So when I got home from school, I was signed for a bit until about an hour before I go to my dad, split custody. She said I can't wear shorts because I go to my father, and that whole argument started again. My argument is I'm 4 years away from legally being able to vote. I think I can make my own choice regarding pants options. Her argument is, I don't want you to get sick because I worry when you are sick, which is kind of cute. But the argument actually got pretty big, like really big, crying and all.
She's being overbearing.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
like Jesus, over shorts because he doesn't want him to get sick. It's like, let him brave it out. Let him explore. This is almost like Waterboy.
Helicopter pair.
This is like almost
Helicopter
Waterboy. Yeah, this
Women
is.
are the devil.
Yeah, exactly. This is almost like Kathy Bates in Waterboy. You playing the foosball behind my back? Sorry, I accidentally clicked out of the Reddit.
Oof.
School? You're going to school? Ow! I've been sitting around all day with nobody to keep me company except the horse.
I thought it was a mule.
Was it a mule?
Hold on.
What was Steve? I know it was named Steve.
Oh gosh, I can't spell today.
I don't know. What was the name?
Mule.
Oh, it was a mule. Okay, I always thought it was a horse.
Oh gosh, 2 mules were needed for the movie. Steve the mule refused to bray excitedly, so producers were forced to bring in a second mule.
The mule wasn't acting, so they had to bring in another mule to start acting. The mule was in his trailer, be like, I'm not muling today.
Forced to bring the second mule solely as a voice actor to make the correct mule noises they were looking for.
Oh, they had to get a human to make the noise that the mule didn't want to do. The mule probably
It
wasn't.
sounds like
The mule probably wasn't part of the union.
like
It
some
was
Clerks level shit here.
The mule probably was like, you know, I'm not unionized for this, and you're not paying me enough anyway, so fuck all of you. I don't care how. I don't care how
some
your
Clerks level shit.
I don't care how good your catering is, Adam Sandler. You suck as a producer. Oh, by the way, speaking of Adam Sandler, did you know that Chris Rock recently did an Adam Sandler roast on Comedy Central and, like, went into this whole tirade about the Oscars again, and then said, like...
Ooh.
Eating that horse-cow hybrid. Give it up, bro. It stopped producing milk.
And then
And
he
it's
was,
dead.
and then he's like, the Oscars suck because they didn't give Adam Sandler the Oscar for that one movie that he acted good in,
What movie?
Uncut Gems. Oh god, I think I lost my place. Oh no, I didn't. I just have to scroll down a little bit more. Wait, nope. Still gotta go down more. Okay.
Do you have this the thing said on Hot Topic or Top Talk?
No, I just have it's on its regular thing.
Alright, so hot.
Hot topic.
Yeah, yeah, it's not on top.
You need to go to the store.
Let's see what
We need to
happens.
go to that store.
Let's see what happens if I hit top. Nothing happens. Oh wait, now it's going. Oh, I think you, yeah, you missed the first one we did, Soph.
Oh gosh, that is good. Oh, sorry. I found this thing at convenience store. It's like a little thing of pickles that you can just eat out of the container.
Oh.
Pickle Rick!
Oh, it's why'd you have to do that?
I
Not like
had-
pillows, am I right,
like-
fellas?
I had to self leave me alone.
I know.
Okay. Here's an updated one. I might as well read the original while I'm at it. I hate it when you try to click on the original post, the link doesn't always work right away. Alright. Hi, I like shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear. So, I'm married to my wife for 11 years, and I can't stop thinking about a girl I dated for 1 month 16 years ago. Interesting.
Oh.
I have what I consider to be a good, healthy relationship with my wife. For some reason, though, I recently am unable to stop thinking about a girl I dated 16 years ago for the entirety of a month. The relationship was normal for two 20-year-olds. We like to low-key hang out and have lots of sex. I knew it. I fucking knew it. That's
What?
how it... That's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about the sex 16 years ago.
Keep it in your pants, buddy.
The relationship ended abruptly one day. Yeah, that's usually happens with sexual relationships. She and I hung out with a group of people on Saturday night, did our normal at-home thing. That got up on then got up Sunday and went to a friend's college graduation party. Then, as I remember it, she seemed super distant and just up and left. That was the end of it. I remember at the
cheating.
or no, or either that or she was just tired of the sex. I remember at the time I took the breakup really hard, called off work 3 days, got super drunk, cried to my friends. The other night, I had a dream about her, and in the dream I kept calling her the one that got away. I know that isn't true in any sense of the word. We definitely both went completely different directions in life as far as I know. I don't really know much about her, as we stopped talking at the end of our relationship and never stayed friends. Ever since that dream, I've been rehashing those 5 weeks 16 years ago over and over again in my mind. It's driving me nuts. I'm not sure how to bring this up to my wife or if I should even mention it. I've read a few self-help articles saying this all really points to me just never getting closure on the relationship. Any and all advice would be greatly appreciated, and here's the update. So I mentioned to my wife vaguely that I was having a bit of a midlife crisis and ruminating on my past a bit too much. That I miss how I was physically at my peak in college. Yeah, this guy is probably an athlete at some point.
Right.
In high school football.
Yeah, it was probably like the high school quarterback that got injured and never was able to make it to college, to the college level.
Michael Townley.
So, I mean, it's happened to multiple high schoolers. It's not just
I know,
Michael
it just-
Tallow.
Oh, wait,
That's-
sorry, Michael DeSanta.
Yeah, that's the most common example. She said she's also having a bit of a crisis, worried about long-term health and missing the shape she was in before kids. Sounds like my sister. We made a commitment to each other to get into shape and have changed our eating habits and bought a treadmill. Well, that's not going to last long. Just because you have a treadmill in the house doesn't mean you're going to actually use it. The statistics on that show that. I've been working out daily, and my rumination issues have really dwindled. We also planned a nice vacation and a few get-togethers with friends in the next few months. Okay, so the guy was just having a midlife crisis, it sounds like. Problem solved.
Yeah, until that dream comes back.
If it ever comes back. I'm
I know,
surprised I'm surprised at no point they talked about, yeah, maybe we should revamp up our sex life at some point.
That's probably what happened. They got healthier, and then the sex life got better.
Oh boy. And then, and hopefully he didn't make the mistake of yelling out the wrong name.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. This one. Remember how we were talking about people with cross-country lines to go get the D?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Booty. Oh god, more booty call talk.
Here we go. I, a 29-year-old woman, am traveling overseas to meet my online boyfriend, 38 years old, in a week.
Oh no.
He just said he
No.
he just said he had to cancel. I made a new account for this post. I'll try not to make this post a ramble fest. I am freaking out and I don't know what to do. I met someone online through r/pen pals about 5 months ago. Started off getting to know each other, and it turns out we had a lot in common and were really compatible. I think it's safe to say we fell for each other. Spoiler alert, no. It's hard to fall in love over the phone. It quickly turned intense, and we shared every single intimate detail about each other. We both were in serious relationships that fell through, but some time had gone by for us. My 7-year relationship ended 10 months ago, and his 4-year relationship ended 4 months ago before we met. We text all day, every day, and FaceTime for 2 to 3 hours every night. Same for maybe 1 or 2 nights a week. God, you need a break. Even I would need a break from that. Holy crap. He lives in Ireland. I live in America. I found an incredibly priced flight to visit him. Yeah, over $1,000. That's how much it costs to go over to the UK. It's a fucking grand. We were both so excited and maybe a bit rash. I booked the flight only after 2 months of knowing him. Holy shit. 2 months. Man. 2 months. God. He told his family about me, shared photos of his family, and we planned all that I'm going to do and see with him. At 5:30 this morning, I received a video message and a long text that his ex-girlfriend was in a serious car accident and that he would have to cancel.
What?
What? Were you serious, dude?
I begged him not to, and I'm trying to be supportive of what he's going through. So far, at most, I've only gotten that he will try, that he needs to sort this out. I'm freaking out that in a week, I will be in a country where I don't know anyone. Do I cancel the flight? I've been telling my friends about going on a trip, not really saying that I'm meeting somebody. I have no idea what to do now. I feel sick. I feel like a fool. I feel like everything he said to me was a lie. What do I do? Here's the update. After my post, I FaceTimed him to say what I wanted to say and end things. He tried to get me to postpone my trip and even tried to give me money to make me less mad at him, because that's always the answer. I told him whatever we had was over, as I could no longer trust him. He cried, which made me feel weird. I wished him and his ex the best and ended the call. I went on my trip and had a top-class time. The Reddit community really astounds me sometimes. I received a lot of PMs and suggestions of things to do, and around Ireland became a trip of a lifetime. In Dublin, I did meet up with a very kind Redditor who showed me around the city and came with me to a bunch of museums during my stay. I saw a mate.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's really cool. Now, what I want to know is, did she go to the Guinness factory? Because you can get certified, because you can actually go get certified to serve Guinness over there, and you have to, because if you're not certified, you can't serve Guinness in bars. So if you're a bartender and you want to, or if you're a mixologist and you want to do Guinness, you have to actually fly to Ireland to learn how to do it, because they do not trust anybody to just do it. Which I think is proper procedure.
Would you do it, Joey?
I would if I was a bartender, but I'm not.
Just for fun.
Just for fun, I would, yes, because I know it would make my grandmother, who's long gone now, but she was completely full-bore Irish, and she would have loved me to go see Ireland. Probably go see like one of her old neighborhoods or something. I don't know exactly what part of Ireland it was, but I think it was Cork.
Sir.
I'm eating chicken over here. He wants some.
Of course he does. I saw amazing sights, met a bunch of really cool people through my travels, and met a really cute Irish boys. That's always a plus. I learned a lot about myself on my first solo trip abroad. I'm pretty self-reliant, and I did a lot of self-reflection. This relationship was my first serious one, long after my ex and I split up. I think in my desire for closeness with someone, I ignored a lot of red flags and downplayed my self-worth. I am now focusing on making real connections with people I meet in real life, and I've decided to stay away from anything long distance indefinitely. Yes. My first night in Belfast, I did message him after I had what was probably too many beers. Damn you, delicious Irish beers. Guinness will do that to you. You have one too many.
I know
It's
I
like-
need a sober friend to stay with you. Just be like, hey, nope, bad decision. Go drink water and lay down.
No, that sober friend will end up getting drunk.
Yeah. That says, oh, yeah. If you're not drunk in Ireland, they consider if sober is considered a slur in Ireland.
Oh.
Like, and that's no joke. My grandmother used to say, if you were not out on the streets of Ireland drunk off your ass on a weekend, you would get your ass kicked during the week. The people would show up drunk to church on Sundays in Ireland. The priest would be drunk off his ass talking about the story of Jesus turning water into wine. He'd be like, no, fuck it. You know that we do it? Instead of using wine, we're going to call it Guinness. Jesus had Guinness and turned water into Guinness and just had that full-blown time. Like, that's how it is in Ireland. And I could say that because I'm part Irish. And he said he was sorry, but it was what it had to be. It didn't really seem sincere, and it extinguished any romantic notions I had. You know what? He was probably doing? He was probably texting her while he was fucking his ex.
Right.
So thank you to everyone who commented and PM'd me. It really made me excited for my trip and was the best time. Well, that's good. Glad you had fun in Ireland.
Chester, you're gonna end up eating all my chicken.
Oh, a lot of these are updates. I keep scrolling down and it's update, 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 update. No original posts. And a lot of them are just like really grim.
Maybe check the new? I don't know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to go to new. Because a lot of these just seem like complete updates on things. Uh-oh, first thing it says, I can't satisfy my girlfriend.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
So I recently got into... Oh, so he's 21, his girlfriend's 18, thank God. So I recently got into a relationship with this girl, and everything seems like it's going wonders apart from the bedroom. I am her first sexual partner, and she is my second. Until tonight, I knew I wasn't enough, nor in size, nor in time. Wait, nor in time? Wait, are you actually measuring with a stopwatch how fast, like, how long you go? But she was always telling me she finished 2, which I kind of knew was a lie. Today she drank with a friend and got really horny. So we started with okay, I'm not gonna go into the whole. He starts going over every single thing they started doing.
Oh fuck!
Like,
get me out of here, please! Somebody get me out of here.
I'm not reading it. The only time I saw her physically shaking was from. Okay, no. Okay, it seemed like it lasted 8 minutes.
Oh boy. I'm looking at this too.
And so she's like, oh, she told me she wants more and that she always held back until now. I always was aware of how I perform and got to the point where I was okay with it, but this just killed all my confidence. I feel ashamed, and even though I really wanted this to work, I think about breaking up with her before I catch more feelings, and maybe she'll do it or even worse, cheat. Oh, yeah. Oh my god.
Get the fuck out of there! Get the fuck out!
Look, first of all, you don't even know what they, This is what happens when you don't get sex education in high school. This is like you just automatically think it's done after you climax. She always tells me to go harder, and I just can't because I don't want to be done in 2 minutes. My problem is that if I try and enjoy the act and I see her pleased, that's when oh, he doesn't. Okay, I know what this is. Does not have any confidence in himself. This is pure unconfident. It's like, oh, I gotta make sure that I'm doing everything so that I could last longer than my record time. And even though she's enjoying it, instead of just being like, okay, what I'm doing is working, let's keep going. Instead, it's just like, oh, I gotta stop it right now. It's kind of like you're driving a car, and then your driving instructor's like, oh, you're doing really good with the driving. It's like, oh, I gotta stop the brakes right now, because I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin this driving experience.
This person's tried posting to relationships at least 2 other times, and it kept getting removed, because... Okay, it's the first one, it was time I removed, it was because it was a big wall of text.
Yeah. Like, you shouldn't be... I mean, you need to condense it to a certain amount. Don't go into too much intricate details. Like, even then, don't go into the actual act of it. Like, people don't need to know exactly what you were going through. Like, that's
like, why are you giving us a play-by-play?
Yeah. No, I have a hard time believing that you went from... this is not my immortal.
That one was like... That one was kind of not descriptive, though. It was like... thingy and you know what.
And then they teleported somehow. And I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
I wish I could teleport.
Magic.
Oh, Self's got some cat ones.
There was one I haven't linked because I want to read it because it's really funny.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, hold on.
I'll try to find some other ones in here.
Give me a moment because I need to move my salad. So I just
Or
put
Elliot
the-
tries to get to it.
Well, that too, but I mean, it was to the side. I just need to put my little thing of dressing on a napkin. No, Elliot, this is my salad, and this is my spork.
Mom, I want some.
Okay, so, I've had this saved for a while, but, okay, fine, like 18 days, but still. Cat farted on my lasagna, yeah.
What? What?
Oh.
What?
Now-
What?
What?
Was sitting down to some tasty lasagna at my desk when the cat decided he wanted up.
Oh God.
So picked him up to put him on the window, still behind my desk, and in the split second he was above my plate, he released a putrid fart.
Oh God. No.
It was so dense
no.
it covered my lasagna in a gas blanket.
Oh God.
Couldn't
no,
lean down and
no.
eat for a while. I assume this is the type of anecdote the sub wants. Happy Monday.
God damn it.
I'm
And then
eating.
someone wrote, this was premeditated, and then OP replies, well, he executed his plan perfectly.
God damn it.
Oh gosh. Perfectly. They spelled perfectly with, like, you know, purr.
Yes.
pun.
Yes.
Oh,
Did you
Yes.
still
Very
eat the
pun-
lasagna?
very
And then OP
punny.
replies, or perfectly. Shiver.
Oh God
Edit.
damn it.
Yep,
damn
ate
it.
it. Can't let a cat fart ruin my lunch. Not in this economy.
Oh God.
And
That
the
thing.
cat's plan did not
that-
work. You were supposed to set the lasagna aside and forget about it.
The lasagna is dead at that point. It's dead. Throw it in the trash. Save its misery. It's crying at this point.
You're just Joey. You're just saying spare the humiliation.
Or
Let's
better, or do
yeah, put it out.
the SpongeBob thing and put it in an incinerator.
Yeah, this lasagna should be cremated. I know you farted on it, but it means so much that you came.
Holy shit, Joe.
All right, I found some fun. I found the funny stories on the Reddit. On the Reddit, I sound like a boomer. So this one's called Beanbag Girl.
What?
Okay.
So it's like, I was like, all right, so this was a while back, and I had just recently been reminded of this by one of my friends, who I already told this to, and I thought I shared here. So back in March of 2022, I went over to this girl's house that I'd been talking to for a while, and we were just going to watch a movie, then I was going to eat dinner at her place. We went down into the basement, and there was a couch, a TV, and a large beanbag off in the corner of the room. We sat down to watch the movie, and as the movie went on, she kept smacking me with pillows, and I told her to stop, but she wouldn't. The movie ended, and we were going to go back upstairs to get the food, then head back downstairs. I went up the stairs first because she kind of slacked behind. As I was about halfway up the stairs, something catches my legs, and I fall and bust my chin.
Ooh.
She had somehow lugged a huge beanbag up the stairs, and it hit me. Keep in mind this staircase was decently long. After I got up, I asked her, I already know the answer. Did you throw the beanbag at me? To which she replies, no. We went upstairs, eat dinner, then a little while I went home. Soon after that, I blocked her.
Jesus.
Why was she throwing beanbags?
Like, I can understand a good pillow fight, but, like, that's taking it too far.
Yeah.
And I should know, I'm the person who like, can make a pillow feel like a brick. Don't ask how.
Alright, so this next one is called, I pranked my school in the best way. My sophomore year of high school, I was cleaning out an old building we had and found my dad's old box of pornos. Note, this box was 2 feet in diameter and 3 feet deep and weighed almost 200 pounds. Holy shit! God damn. What was your dad into?
We need to sit down and have a talk.
Yeah. Is mom gonna divorce you after this? One day, I decided to put I decided to put a stack in my friend's car. Later turned into me sneaking around in a black hoodie, putting them on people's windshields.
Why?
Not even half done with the box, the parking lot of my school was covered in nudie mags, and the school had a big meeting about it. Even though my principal was having a hard time not laughing, some Karens complained. At that moment, I would just put it all over the Karens' cars. I was never caught. There is still magazines on the roof of the school that hasn't blown off, and I have yet to figure why or how.
The building likes nudie magazine.
I'm surprised they didn't just put them in all the lockers. Like, the senior prank that the class before me did, and they actually all got suspended for like a week for doing this. They decided to put, so they all went to this fish market, and they bought expired fish.
Ew.
And they put them in the
Events?
teacher. And no, they not only put it in the vet, they put it in the teachers' locker rooms in the teachers' lounge.
Ew.
And yeah, so they got suspended for a week. So we didn't see the seniors until they graduated. And they said, "Fuck you, we don't care." Okay. This one's really weird. I'm not gonna read it, but it involves fairies for some reason.
What's the title?
Fairies visit. Fairy
Oh.
visit.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Ooh.
Oh god, now we're getting into the
Too
not
long
safe.
didn't read. OP ate some oysters that were contaminated with the very specific bacteria that made him sick on both ends.
Yikes.
Oh gosh. Same one
Okay, this one's really weird.
Okay, you know how this is the last one I'm gonna say, but you know how Oregon Trail had you can get cholera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bacteria thing can also cause that.
Mm.
Elliot, what are you doing?
Hey, Elliot.
He's putting his little arm under the door. Elliot, stop.
Oh my god, this guy's Wait, The Exorcist. Now, some of these are just... Some of these, like, oh, it's like, oh, hey, there's your funny stories, but they're not really funny. Wait, how do you brush your teeth with Icy Hot?
Ew.
Okay, I got
Who in the right mind would do that?
Okay, here's how the story goes. Yep, the title is exactly as it sounds. Some backstory. I had drove to my girlfriend's for Valentine's Day, which is 2 hours from my school, and then planned to drive back the next morning. Unfortunately, I had gotten my toothbrush and used my girlfriend's toothbrush the night of. Yes, we have a very close relationship, lol.
Right.
Close enough to.
Gross.
Oh, that's fucking nasty. That's like the most bacteria-ridden part of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, bad enough to have bacteria have an orgy in your toothbrush.
Yeah, exactly. So the next morning I had to wake up early and to drive back, and my girlfriend woke up with me to spend some time before leaving. She goes to shower and I go to brush my teeth. I picked out a tube of toothpaste and started brushing. About 40 seconds in, all of a sudden my mouth feels like it just got blasted with peppermint, and my brain goes, wow, this is a really strong toothpaste. I finish up, left with a mouth that I just drank an ice-cold 7-Up immediately after a dentist appointment. And all I'm thinking of is, wow, I gotta ask her what toothpaste that was. My girlfriend gets out of the shower and comes back to the bedroom and goes, did you brush your mouth with Icy Hot? After she attempted to brush her own teeth with the Icy Hot brush. And all the light bulbs go on at once like a carnival powering up on a summer's night. Apparently, the Icy Hot had a very similar look to the toothpaste I have at home, and my brain had just failed to remember that I had left the toothpaste at home.
Oof.
You know what? I shouldn't be too judgy, because sometimes when you're like on autopilot, like you just make weird mistakes.
Yeah.
Alright, what did you post in here? Oh, what's this one? No, I don't want to leave this. I don't want to leave the Discord. Okay, friend thought he had one cat, ended up having 2 identical looking cats. How did this happen?
Sounds like, yeah, like the best problem to have.
So, my friend had adopted an adult black cat with yellow eyes, and their neighbor was giving away for free. Nobody wanted it because it's black. Racist.
There's some people who are like weirdly superstitious about cats.
Well, in the UK,
Yeah.
it's considered good luck.
Really? Yeah,
Only in America, it's considered bad luck. Like, well, why is it it's good luck in one country, but in the other it's not?
I don't know. It's like really weird, especially since didn't Sabrina become really popular over here?
Yep.
Sabrina
Yeah.
the
And you know there was Salem.
yeah, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Okay, so he never owned cats before, but figured they were easier than dogs. Well, I would know this because I'm allergic to cats. So
No. I mean, it depends on the cat you get, but like, sure, you don't have to bring them outside to walk, but cleaning up their litter box isn't exactly fun either.
Plus, they're wanting to climb on everything. They're like little children.
Like sometimes
And they
you can
don't-
get like, yeah, sometimes you can get like the most chill cat who's like, hey, I'm gonna lay here, I'm gonna watch Sports Center with you. And then you get a little gremlin like Elliot who when I'm trying to go to sleep, he's jumping on my bed trying to wrestle. So he's got the zoomies.
Wow, it sounds like
you
it
want to
sounds.
have one like mine who wants to bite your leg every time you walk out of the bedroom. Get Chester.
Itself, it sounds like in both your scenarios there are sports going on.
Yeah. The
Um,
first one,
Meanwhile,
no, that wasn't
my
with
cat
me.
he's now laying down on the bed, looking at me while I'm watching my game, being a good boy. He's being a good boy.
So he bought
Then
food.
again, he's an old man.
So anyway, he bought food, toys, blankets, and litter box stuff for it, and overall felt that the cat was super aloof, but made him feel better for the company, because this was during the pandemic. Around 2 weeks later, my friend tells me that he notices that the food was running out quicker than normal because the cat kept meowing for food, but the cat wasn't growing fat. He also noticed that he had to change the litter box more often, and these were more noises than normal. He occasionally peeked out at night, but would only see his black cat staring at him in the dark living room. My friend thought he was going crazy, and so he asked the vet if the amount he was feeding the cat droppings amount were normal. He mentioned how the vet said no, and recommended he decrease the food amount to prevent excess feces and risk of obesity. 2 months after visiting the vet, my friend calls me screaming that he was double-crossed by his cat. Literally. Like, he literally had two
What did
black
he do?
adult... Like, he literally had 2 black adult cats with yellow eyes in his house without even knowing it. For over 2 months, I asked him how he found them, and he just said one day while working, he turned around and saw 2 black cats sitting there, staring at him. Anybody else experienced this before? How can anyone go 2 months not knowing they have another domestic animal in their house?
I mean, okay, technically cats are semi-domesticated, but still.
I
Okay,
think
what?
Tyler from Bruce Group had an incident like this. He accidentally mistaken another cat as his.
Okay, this is from Today I Fucked Up. Okay, so this one says, "Howdy, y'all. This didn't happen today, but I figure I'll share a story from my school days. I was driving home from college and was a bit stressed out due to schoolwork and other random life stuff. I passed a motorcycle cop that pulls someone over. Me being an idiot decides that this means all the other cops in this city no longer exist and speed up to get home sooner to start the huge amount of homework I needed to do. Well, no more than a minute later, I fly by this other motorcycle cop and he immediately pulls me over. He dismounts and walks up to my car and asks, 'Why were you going so fast? Do you not see my partner up there?' And my sleep-deprived, stressed-out brain decides that the best response is, 'Oh, I didn't know you were gay.'" Quite awkward silence. "Sir, license, registration, and proof of insurance. It was not fun paying off that ticket." I mean, hey, you left it wide open. You said partner.
Not that kind of partner, dumbass.
I mean, that would be pretty funny if this was a comedy.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't find any more, so I think I'm out for the night. As I was mentioning earlier to them, like, I was originally gonna talk about, like, one of the worst romance movies ever made. But, the problem was the website where they go into particular detail about it, that site got taken down 2 years ago because they ran out of budget. And all because they tried to copy Channel Awesome a few years back.
Oh. And you know if it's not on the Internet Archive, or?
I tried looking it up, and I don't see it there anymore. I'm gonna try again. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was called the Agony Booth. It was a very popular website in the early 2010s. They used to go into details about all of, like, the worst pieces of film and television episodes that have been made. And, like, they went into, like, meticulous detail. And then one day, somebody decided, you know what? We need to be a lot more like Channel Awesome. and then they started doing videos, and then it really just made the website suck. And then they tried to go back to doing, like, written stuff, because before then it was all written stuff. And, yeah, it won't even let... the Wayback Machine won't even let me go to the site. But, yeah, by that time they started losing money, because then they were just... Because all the fans said, why'd you go... Why are you going back to what you first started out as? That's boring shit. And then they just stopped... yeah, the site went down. So all of that precious material was lost forever. They never archived it and put it somewhere else, which is really a shame, because some of it was, like, really good material. The movie I'm talking about is Geely. Came out in, like, 2003. It's the movie that made Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez get together. Which, unironically, it's like... Okay, one of the worst romance movies made a power couple in the early 2000s, and I think they got back together recently. But yeah, that movie was horrible. It was like wannabe gangsters like trying to kidnap an autistic guy because he was like the nephew of like some famous prosecutor that was going after one of the mob bosses. And they just and also to make sure that the transaction went all right, they got Jennifer Lopez to kind of to watch the guy that was going to keep an eye on the autistic guy, but because it's like, oh yeah, we don't trust this guy because this guy's like a fucking wannabe gangster. And it's so weird because they didn't even treat it like an actual kidnapping. The guy just says like, hey, you want to come back with me to my place and I'll just read you bedtime stories. And the autistic guy was like, yeah, sure, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna be in Baywatch recordings like later in the week, so it doesn't matter. It was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay. And then Ben Affleck tries to get with J-Lo, but J-Lo in the movie is a lesbian. He's like, God damn it! How can I get this lesbian to like me? And it doesn't work out. And at the end of the movie, she all of a sudden turns straight for some reason. Like, oh yeah, I lied the entire time about it. And I was like, oh, okay. This is some great writing here, and apparently this did so bad.
And this works how?
It doesn't. It's poorly written. It's like this was the same year that got us From Justin to Kelly, if anybody remembers that movie. But
oh hell.
Yeah, but I think it was around the same year, but both of those movies were bad. Like this was at the time in Hollywood when they were really starting to realize, yeah, rom-coms don't really work anymore, do they?
Not at all.
Unless you count 50 Shades, because in their minds they made like money in the box office, but not necessarily when it came to quality of writing. And the only time you ever really see rom-coms is like in Christian movies, like that Christian Mingle we were talking about last week.
You got more details. You got more details. I'm looking forward to this.
Well, I'm gonna try to find that Cinema Snob review of Christian Mingle, but I bet you there's some other people that have done reviews on it too. There was another one. It was like the Christian version of 50 Shades, but there was no sex in it. But the two people start dating, and they read from this book called Red Light, Green Light, and during the whole date, like they're asking each other questions, and they have to respond with either red light, green light, or yellow light. And if there's too many reds, the relationship will not work. And a lot of them, I think, are like religious-based questions. I try this because I know this happens to be a real book, so I'm trying to see if like I can find it and then see if I can find a way to like read it. Because I can't believe somebody would actually make something like that. I forgot what the movie was called though, but like the guy was like, he was like, I refuse to be in the same room as another woman. And he's like, why? Because, like, I refuse to be in the same room with a woman that's not my wife because I want to save myself for when I get married. And, he's a landlord, and he forces his tenant, who's a woman, who has a cat also, like, he forces her out of her own house, like, her own apartment so that he can fix stuff. And then she just purposely just breaks things so that he can, like, show up and fix it. And it's like, oh, you already made coffee for me. Okay. And he's not getting the hint, like, I want you to date me. And he's like, no. I can't remember the name of it, though. It was like they were hoping, like, there were a lot of Christians that were hoping that it would be 50 Shades in the box office. It's like, oh, we need to get that sex off the screen. Like, put some good old, like, Old Fashioned. That's what the movie was called. God, it's amazing, like, how you can just, like, you just say a sentence and it just pops up. Yeah, but they were hoping that Old Fashioned would be 50 Shades in the box office, because it's like, we need good old-fashioned rom-coms to come back. Where there was, like, it was like, everything was, like closed door, like, type of writing, and, like, none of this, like, oh, let's express ourselves type of deal. I'm trying to think if there were any other ones that were, like... I tried looking up, like, Bad Romance, but then I found out, like, no, Bad Romance is a specific genre. Like, yeah, it's not even considered, like, bad. It's like, no, like, this is, like, very raunchy type of romance. And there's, like, an entire, like, subgenre of that. Afro Man? So this tweet that Sylph put out said, after the Adams County Sheriff's Office raided the home of Afro Man and found nothing, Afro Man turned footage of the raid into a music video. Now the officers are suing over emotional distress, embarrassment, ridicule, loss of reputation, and humiliation.
God damn.
I mean, you arrested the guy for no reason. Yeah, you should be embarrassed about that shit.
Serves you right, I guess.
Oh, a black man made a music video about how our police department is bad. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting.
That was amazing.
Oh, I just realized the 31st is next week. That means April Fool's is right around the corner.
And I work April Fool's, so I'm kinda screwed.
Why, you expecting people to joke around over there?
Yep.
You know what you should do? You should only put one ice cube in their drink when they ask for a couple of ice cubes.
No, I mean employee-wise.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if an employee asks you for, like, a couple of ice cubes, just put only one in there.
I don't think though. I don't know, man. That make me even more of a dick than they are.
It's not even a dick thing. It's just like, it's just like, okay, you said a couple and you put in one. I guess that is pretty funny. It's not like Squidward, just like completely like throwing them all around the place. Trying to think if there were like any April Fool's pranks that somebody was a part of that they did at school or something.
Oh.
Oh, okay, I remember.
God forbid.
I remember I did the morning announcements one time for school, and I did the entire morning announcements for April Fool's Day as Mario on the loudspeaker. They loved it. I said, oh, everybody, just let everybody know you get a free pizza during lunch. And no, we're not getting it from that crappy Papa John's. You're getting real, authentic pizza. Which they appreciated. And then when they got there, they were like, oh, how did you know that there would be pizza there? And I said, I had no fucking idea.
Get off my desk, Elliot. Trying to take my slushie.
Oh, you got a slushie.
First the
Yep.
first the salad and now the slushy. Come on, Elliot.
That was your first mistake, getting a slushie nearby.
He didn't knock it over, so that's a good thing. Now he's just under the desk meowing at me.
Yeah, thank goodness you didn't get those all sugar slushies either. Because then Elliot would be like Sonic the entire night.
Oh god. One time he took a pizza flavored goldfish. It gave him diarrhea.
Well, yeah, because I don't think
Oh,
that's good.
yeah.
I don't think cheese is good
It's
for
not-
cats.
Not good. It
Like he
isn't.
took a plain one before and he was okay, but the pizza flavor one.
The
God.
season.
That's like
Thing.
extra cheese with seasoning on it.
Oh, alright.
It's the seasoning that would get him.
And he didn't know what was going on, so he panicked, and then I had to try and clean his paws. Little brat.
Alright, I'm gonna look to see what the ingredients are in there.
It's probably like stuff like paprika in it.
I'll do it.
Look, I'm trying to see. Okay, ingredients. Made with smiles and enriched wheat flour. Vegetable oils. Parmesan cheese. Salt. Tomato paste. Tomato powder. Onion powder. Baking soda. Garlic powder. Spices. Celery. Romano cheese. Cow's milk, essentially. More Parmesan cheese. Oh my god, there's like 3 different cheeses in here.
Wow.
2 kinds of Parmesan. And Pecorino Romano, which is basically a very salty cheese. So no wonder why Elliot was like, what the hell? You're eating 3 different you're eating 3 different types of cheeses that are not on a mac and cheese.
Oof. And ow, 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 don't bite me, you little brat.
Well, he's giving you a
Still
reminder,
remember when-
Sylph.
That's revenge for the
Just,
pizza goldfish.
I didn't even let him do that. He did it on his own.
It's like, well, you shouldn't have He's like, well, you shouldn't have eaten it. You know how
Or
I
put it
think-
near my presents.
You know how people, when they want to deflect blame from themselves, it's like, well, you could have talked me out of it. You were right there. It's like, no, I
But
didn't.
then with cats, they're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do this thing, and you can't stop me. And then I'm gonna do it again.
And then they turn around and like, well, you could have stopped me. And it's like, no, you said I couldn't stop you. It's like, well, I was lying. You know how much I lie. You can't trust me.
Oh man, with this little guy, he knocked him shit over. He knocked a candle over.
Oh no,
And he
hopefully.
smelled like...
Remember that.
Yeah, it was already out, but like the wax was...
Was
you
still
know,
there.
liquid. He smelled like vanilla for a while, so I called him Sugar Butt.
Oh no.
Because it was sugar cookie scented. Yeah, you. Oh wait, no, I said cookie butt, not... Because it was snickered sugar cookie.
Alright, well, I got nothing else for tonight, so we can call it a show. Oh god, Sugar Snickerdoodle. Oh, Bath and Body. Oh, Bath and Body Works. No. The dreaded store.
I love going.
I haven't been in there.
The smells, they're too overpowering.
Oh gosh, have you ever been to a Lush?
No, I went 1 foot in and I'm like, nope, I can't stand it.
Yeah, I finally got to go into one. Like I smelled one bath bomb and it was like, oh gosh, too many smells.
It's like going into the Yankee Candle shop. And I'm like, how can you work in this place with all of these scented candles? They can
I
kill a
think-
man.
Probably got
You
used to
remind
it.
me, I gotta look at my candles.
All my candles died. There's no more candles.
My candles dead. My hot dog's dead.
Alright, well, we're gonna call it a show here tonight because we gotta get, it's getting close to time anyway. So next time around, we'll think of something to do, especially considering April Fool's is next Saturday. Not this upcoming one, but next one. So we might do something fun for that. And if not, then we'll just get ready for tax day. Fun. But in the meantime...
Oh, shit.
But in the meantime, we'll catch y'all next week, and we'll see you on Wednesday for more Ace Attorney fun. So until then, bye everybody. We'll catch you all next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone.